I'm going to Joe right ahead and get into my intro. Welcome back, everybody.
Hey!
Last we left our heroes, we had climbed the Zephyrin Mountains and we made our way to Byōdō Monastery after a brief interlude and catching up with our old friend Ketch. Uh, that
Ketchup doesn't like us.
who
Friend is
doesn't?
a strong word.
Well, you know,
Acquaintance?
He is Yuki friend.
He is Yuki's friend.
Whether
he
he
is.
wants to be or not, he's Yuki's
It's
friend.
Yuki's kid.
Yeah, he didn't actually get a choice there.
He doesn't.
He is a person. That much we know.
He is a person.
Well then.
That much we are sure of. We made our way up to the monastery, where Yuki reconnected with some of her temple mates. We are, as you have arrived, we are 8 nights away from the full moon. So as you arrive here, you are greeted, you are welcomed, you are served food, drink, and tea. Um, whilst you kind of chat and come down from the long hike up the mountain. Um, Assume you all decide to stay here until the full moon rises. We are going to experience a little bit of downtime here, where you're all going to have some time to work on some projects and learn some, maybe learn some inner truths, whatever it is you wish to do within this time. But as the time passes, there you will find quickly that there are some rituals that kind of happen daily here around the monastery, and I would invite Yuki to go ahead and introduce us to some of those daily rituals as you guys get settled in, and I change us to the monastery map. So, Yuki, I'll let you take it away as to what your companions can expect on a day-to-day basis here at the monastery.
Yeah, absolutely. So the Byōdō Monastery is about it's the balance. It's the order of balance, the order of alignment. So days are focused on.
Oh, Allison's getting real low for me. Anyone else?
Am I?
Yep.
So, yeah, you cut
Yep.
out
You
for
were
a
for a moment.
Kind of cut out for a
Is
moment.
that better?
Yes.
Yes.
Be cold.
Sorry. Um. So let's see. Should I give history about Yuki in the monastery or just the monastery? What do you want?
Whatever you want.
What do you want?
Yes.
This is yes.
Yes.
The answer is yes.
All right. Yuki came to live at the monastery when she was 10 years old. She was found serenely sitting under a flower tree as it seemed to snow white petals in the lower hills, not far from a dirt road used by travelers. While scared, Yuki had a peace about her that things would be okay. Yuki Musoka means snow dreamer. So the monks found her. She was unable to tell the monks anything about her family, where she was from, her name, how she got there. She was just essentially traumatized. So they took her in, swore to keep her safe. They obviously named her based on how she was found, sitting under the tree with what seemed like snowflakes coming down upon her in the middle of a desert. Um, so she started helping out by bringing water, tea, and snacks for the day tour guests, and began adding things to the tea offerings on the sly until she was found out. Just experimenting, seeing kind of how this would taste, that kind of stuff. Recognizing that this was a gift, the monks chose to encourage her to explore herbalism and allowed her to create teas alongside Kyoshi Sado, which is the way of tea teacher. Um, She was taught the traditional tea ceremony and how to prepare and serve tea to honor each element that allowed the creation of the offering to take place. So the tea leaves from earth, the water, the fire that uh, warmed the thing, whatever. You know what I'm saying. So she became aware of her connection to each of the elements as she would prepare the tea. Look at it! I freaking even wrote it out. God, I'm smart. The weight of the mana as she held the coffee or the clay pot or cup, the hum of ki as she added the herbs, intentionally manifesting the desired outcomes they would provide, the snap of the wood as the hot, hungry fire seared through it, but the water was something Yuki felt very drawn to. She would be tardy frequently for her studies or late to dinner, getting lost in a meditative state, just kind of staring at the nearby river. The monks would send another young tabaxi named Catch to fetch her. The two were close in age, and although Catch was surly and contrary, Yuki found great delight in his company, and the two seemed to embody the idea of balance, as their personalities were completely opposed, but they were rarely apart from each other. Yuki was educated about herbs around the mountain, which were poisonous, which helped heal ailments. To Yuki, tea is connection, affection, healing, and a demonstration of honoring her beliefs that everyone and everything is connected and meaning is found in every word, lesson, action, or thought. So, daily life in the monastery. Um, while simple in design, the craftsmanship put into the building of the monastery is precise and shows great attention to detail. While Vaxus's stain had been erased from view, many visitors still come up to see where the thorns fought against him, hoping to have some moment of excitement, an echo to the tales of long ago. While that doesn't happen often, what visitors will find is a welcome from serene monks offering to give tours, tell tales, and share information about the Order of Alignment, the Way, not a cult. There are baked goods, music, and dancing, as well as quiet corners where one can find solitude to contemplate various complexities of existence, looking out over the commanding views of the Zephyr Mountains. The way is about balance. Without music, there is no way to appreciate the lack of it. Without blank rooms to sleep in, you may get distracted from the stunning natural scenery. Without time as a community, you may not appreciate alone time. While everyone wears the traditional burgundy robes, you are allowed to alter them to suit your own personality. There can be oneness in diversity. The monks wake 30 minutes before dawn to get tea or coffee, and all watch the sunrise together while setting their intentions for the day. Then there is breakfast, chores, jobs, lunch, naps, and average day schedules. The only other thing the monks must do is spend a minimum of 30 minutes a day in contemplative meditation about their place in the balance and how they are maintaining it. They come together, have dinner, share stories of their day, and share anything they're currently working on, and ask for guidance from their peers or Zhao Mao. Then it is curl up before bed before doing it again tomorrow. Zhao Mao!
So fucking cute.
Hey, thanks.
You got that hit.
I love it.
The widow hat.
He does
That
have a
tiny
willow
little
hat.
hat.
The widow
It's a
hat.
tiny little hat.
The widow
I
hat.
have the hat. That means I'm the boss. That means I make the rules.
Look at how cute I am. I am fluffy, but I also has hat. I am Zhao Mao, which means, I'm sure I've told you already, which means head cat.
That reminds me of the thing where it's like the head person in charge, but it is a word that I'm not going to say from a movie that I've never seen. Everyone knows what I'm talking about. We can move on.
All right.
Okay.
So on your first night back, Yuki, they will show you back up to your. You kind of made a home up in this like top little pagoda area.
Of course.
You kind of made your own room up there. They've left it exactly as you left it the last time. It has been untouched since, so there's enough room for you and your companions if you all wish to kind of share the same bunk. Otherwise, there are plenty of other rooms in this place that you may stay. Over the course of the next however many days you choose to stay, Zhao Mao will be happy to teach you all what he calls the 5 pillars of balance, which I put the document into the Discord, but I will also put it in this handout here for you to peruse at your leisure.
Leisure.
Zhao Mao will choose each of these pillars per day to kind of teach. So he will teach each of these topics to you on a day-by-day basis. He'll choose one and kind of ask you to meditate on it and kind of think about what each of these things kind of means to you individually, which we can share one at a time if you like, or we can do it another time because this would take a while to do. And I want to make sure everybody gets some time to kind of get in their downtime activities. So you have these 5 pillars of balance that Jamal will teach, 1 per day, and will remind you, Yuki, that the test of trials, or the trial of tests, what did I call it?
The
I think you just said the
the
trial.
the trial of redundancy. It
The
sounds like.
trial is it's the test of redundancy.
I think you just said the trials.
It's so it is officially called the Cave of Tests.
Oh.
Which is a set of trials that you may undertake if you wish to test your knowledge and your readiness with absorbing what there is to learn about balance. So he says that if you wish to take it, it is ready for you whenever you feel you are ready to do so. So that is kind of up for you, Yuki, and he promises a little bit of enlightenment at the end when you, if and when you pass all the tests. So,
I think you would spend like a couple days around the monastery, just kind of reconnecting with her peers, reconnecting with Kiyoshi Sado before she took them. So it wouldn't be right away.
of course. So, what I'd like to do is I would like to go around and kind of see what everybody is looking to get up to during this period of downtime. And I guess first of all, how are you looking to spend the entire time here until the full moon? I guess is the first and biggest question to ask.
Yes.
Yes.
I think it's easier for us to stay here than it is to go back and forth, especially if the cave is nearby.
Mm-hmm.
I think even if what we plan to do involved like excursion out into the mountainside, we'd still be coming back here as a home base regardless.
Mhm.
Okay. Sounds good. So in that case, you do have kind of 8 days of downtime to kind of explore. So what I'll do is I'll go around to everybody and kind of see if there is anything special that you're looking to do during this downtime. I did post again some uh, suggestions of things that are available to you in the out of character channel on the Discord. So I will start with Yuki. Is there anything special during this period of downtime that you are looking to accomplish? Anything that Yuki wants to work on? Anything like that?
I think Yuki, like I said, will kind of reconnect again with, spend some time down by the stream that she would hang out as she grew up at the monastery. She'll reconnect with Kiyoshi Sado. I think she'll kind of make it a point at least once a day to try to stalk Catch and pounce on him when he's not looking, just to keep him on his toes. And then I think in a couple days she will take the trials.
How many days do you want to wait to take the trials?
3. No, she's not asking you, May. 3. Did you hear her?
No.
She's screaming at me.
Okay.
I think
We'll
3
wait.
days she'd wait.
You'll wait 3 days to take the
Yes.
tests. Okay.
Very serious.
Give me a moment while I jot some notes down.
If Zhao Mao will be giving lessons on the pillars of harmony and balance, would perhaps waiting until the 5 days have passed to get all of the lessons perhaps be useful?
It could be.
Yeah, you know what? Good point, Neville. I was just going with 3 as my favorite number. That's a
Well-
way better. That's a way
Well,
better.
I have a question. Can
Yeah.
the trials be retaken?
Yes.
So Yuki, you could do it at 3 and then do it again at 5 if you don't pass.
Okay. Yeah. Let's do that. Let's split the diff.
Okay.
I mean, it's just if you keep sprang from your soul and told you 3 days, like
She did.
Okay.
she's dead.
No, I said she did.
There's only 2 dead people in this group. We can't
She-
have a third one.
Did.
Okay, first of all, we can
Did.
totally embrace more dead people. Don't be like that.
We can. I've got a lot of
God.
sisters. We can totally embrace the death.
That's
Fine.
racist against dead people. I don't. I'm sure
Some
Right?
people are not a
My
race.
sisters are dead, good sir.
It's not a race. It's not a race, but I don't know.
I'm sorry. Are you being a mortalist?
That's the word. Yes. Thank you. Yes.
That's it.
That's exactly what I was looking for.
Dang,
There you
Neville
go.
with the whips tonight. Neville is on it.
Neville's always on it.
I know. I'm just here for it. This week was stupid. I'm here for all of the Neville whips.
It does bring joy to our day.
He does.
Okay. Very well, Yuki. Next, I will ask Naruko. You have a couple days of downtime. What's Naruko working on?
Naruto, unsurprisingly, wants to use this work week for crafting. I have 7 ideas of things to make. All of them are uncommon level items, so 200 gold for cost of materials, and then that requires 2 work weeks.
Mhm.
But if I have a friend to help me, I could cut that down to a single work week. So, I have like 2 things to possibly craft for Naruto. I also have like 1 thing for each of you as far as like things to help friends. I see Noella is raising a hand to volunteer.
Yes.
Okay.
So many.
Keep in mind that I'll basically need the entire work week, so that will be like your downtime. Would be collaborating with Naruto on some sort of crafting device.
Okay.
So, are you good with that?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Cool. Joe, should I give details now or wait until later?
We can wait until the end of the week as to what it is you've decided to create.
Cool. Then I'll probably private message Ben with some with the 3 things I think. Well, maybe 4. I'll conspire. Continue onward.
Okay. And I will say that I think I mentioned it in the chat in the Discord, but I'll say it again that learning the lessons that Zhao Mao teaches about the 5 pillars of balance will not take away from your downtime. So you can do both. So as Nuala is kind of lending a hand to Naruko's crafting, is there anything kind of in between working with Naruko that Nuala wishes to do during this period of time?
Bug Alatar to help me like decode some of the spells in the book.
He will do his best. It says, listen, there's only so much I can do with the level of knowledge that you've gained. You'll get there, but and I'll try to make it as easy as possible, but there's only so much I can do.
You are the book. You can just tell me what all this means.
You need to have the wisdom and intelligence of age to be able to decipher some of this stuff. Listen, it's in plain language as I can put it. The point that you can't read it is not my fault.
No, it's definitely coded. And they're all different. Did Temerity do this for everything?
Yeah.
Okay, so what's this one? Just point to some random spell.
If a book could sigh, there would be a sighing book.
I'm sure the book could add some stage direction into its responses for emphasis.
I mean, he could talk. He could definitely sigh.
Alatar can talk.
Oh,
He
really?
just prefers. He
Oh.
can talk. He can communicate telepathically with me at least. I don't know about anybody else
Just
because
sigh.
everybody else.
Years from now in the future, when we're about to end the game, the giant boss is going to like transform into his ultra god mode and stare us down, and just from your hip, we're going to hear the book just go, "Ah, fuck."
It's the only thing that the book says, and the only thing that causes our movie to get an R rating.
Nice.
Hey, if it's the only F word, we can get PG-13.
That is true.
There you go.
That is true.
Funnier to give it to the book. So I
Deadpool's
think
going to be so disappointed.
Right? Oh man, I love the jokes that were going around. I'm sorry to sidebar, but I love the jokes that were going around at the time where it was like Wolverine finally gets his own R rating. It's only because they say fuck a bunch of times and Deadpool's the one that says it.
Yes.
Anyway,
saving up for it this whole time. Finally gets a chance to say it. Deadpool pops out of the background and says it instead.
Hi Rocket. Why? Okay. So in between assisting Naruto with crafting some items, Nuala is arguing with a book.
Nice.
Good use of the time.
Listen, I know I look crazy. It is not my fault that Alatar is being a jerk.
All the adult
Certainly.
you crazy.
Thank you, Jade.
You're welcome.
How about Ren? What is Ren getting up to during downtime?
Sorry about Juliet. Loki's trying to be a poltergeist and been opening and shutting doors in the back of the house. I know she's back there. You're fine. And they're squeaking. If I didn't have a cat, I'd be very worried. You're fine. Go lay down. Yes, also poultry, guys. She's stealing
Poltergeist.
all the chicken.
Chicken.
Anyways, noisy chicken. Red would actually like to attend the pillar lesson,
Okay.
and because he's very interested in learning about other belief systems, and he also believes in balance. But in his downtime, he's trying to do the opposite of Yuki and work on his poisons because that makes him happy. And there's got to be some fun mushrooms up here on the mountain.
Okay. So it sounds like Ren is going to try to do some foraging for some materials.
Foraging.
Why don't you have Ren give me either a nature or survival check?
Survival, because that's where I put my stuff into, because I don't want to die with the mushrooms.
Can Yuki help because she knows about the mountain and where possible poisonous things might be?
Sure.
Yeah, I got you.
Thank you. It was a good try.
All right, she hasn't been here in a while.
Okay.
It's been
No.
2 weeks.
A whole 3 weeks.
Hey,
All
those
of the
3
mushrooms
weeks,
have
okay?
moved to a
Whole
different
new
one.
season.
Yeah, in between lessons, um, Yuki, you're able to kind of walk with Ren around the outskirts of the monastery to where some of the more I wouldn't say forbidden flowers are grown, but ones that are certainly not made in the teas served in the monastery. Um, you know, things like different kinds of like nightshades and things of the sort. Um, that Ren, you could probably make some helping or hurting kind of potions with.
Excellent.
So we will kind of see how well that goes by the end of the week.
Ren is very excited.
Also, some very lovely apples growing on the ground as well.
Ooh.
Nice golden in color.
I do not believe I've sampled this variety yet.
They're quite crunchy on the outside, very tender and sweet on the inside.
Delicious.
Very different variety grown up here. A little bit pure, a little bit better purified water up here in this elevation, as well as the fresh, cooler air. Kind of helps promote this kind of thing.
Happy Ren eating apples and definitely not accidentally eating his poisonous mushrooms.
You're all tied up survival. I think you're right.
We are good.
Professor, how about you?
So the professor's mind is hyper focused on, almost obsessed with what Varian had said about the void's capacity for real healing. And he's going to spend the majority of his downtime sequestered away trying to isolate a formula to create a spell form for healing using the void. A large part of this research goes into trying to unlock access to the moon's powers as well, given the story that he was told. There's some clerics and sorcerers who draw their powers from the moon. So he thinks there may actually be a way of maybe leveraging the moon itself as a spell focus of sorts. So he's also trying to figure out, is there a way to sort of tap into that as well to sort of power this would-be spell. All this being said, one of the key parts of his research is going into preventing the void imposing its nature on the person being healed or the caster. He does this all mostly at night, so during the day he spends a lot of that time resting, but he will take time to socialize with his friends and attend some of the lectures on balance.
Cool. Yeah. So you got your topic of research. Why don't you give me a raw intelligence check.
Oh, intelligence is not my forte anymore. Okay. I'm going to use an inspiration.
Okay.
Woo.
Yeah, that's better.
All right.
Hell yeah.
Oh, very nice. Very nice indeed. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I don't like how he said that.
Certainly be. We can get you to learn some stuff. We'll resolve that again at the end of the. Most of the stuff we'll resolve at the end of downtime. So we'll have a nice big dump at the end of this.
Show and tell.
Oh, nice big dump. Yeah, show and tell is definitely a better word than dump.
That was the better.
Let's just take a giant dump at the end. We'll learn everything about each other's diets.
We'll have a giant lore informational session.
Unfortunate.
Unfortunate indeed.
Unfortunate. Cool. Look at us.
All right. Anything else for Professor?
No, I think that's it.
Cool. Jade, how about you? What are you looking forward to during this downtime?
I think Jade is looking forward to finally being in a place that's going to, one, that we're going to be in for longer than a day, that she can actually explore, and two, a place that seems very peaceful, that she can actually feel like she's helping with. Not that she feels like she hasn't been helping every time that we've come across like bad guys, but this is more what she thought she would be doing more of, which is like cultivating things. So I think she wants to spend as much time as she can like helping out, like doing the chores and I don't know, gardening if they have it. She doesn't know what that is, but it seems very nice. And Ren likes plants, so that would be something that they could talk about together, maybe. And then she would also be joining in on going to the balance seminars because she wants to also understand Yuki more.
Okay. So, it sounds like there's a lot of like kind of meditation and focus almost through work, right?
Yeah.
All right.
She wants to keep herself busy. She doesn't do well when she's quiet. So she wants to keep herself busy.
Gotcha. Um, make some notes. Give me a second. So Jade, as you are kind of taking part in the ritual daily chores around the monastery, I would like you to either give me either uh, a religion or a persuasion check.
Oh, okay. Let me see what I've got. Let's go with religion. I'm gonna use my nice sparkly dice. Let's see what happens. Woo! Okay. That's a hot 10.
It's a hot 10.
A hot 10.
Okay.
That's double digits.
You feel at one here with the surroundings, Jade. Place is peaceful, but for some reason it is still a bit unsettling to you. And following up on that, why don't you give me an insight check?
Oh, that's so much better. Uh, that's a dirty 20.
I feel like you could chalk it up to just, eh. It seems like the further away from, like, the ground that you get, like sea level, the higher up you go, like, the less of a connection that you feel to, like, being grounded, which is kind of odd. It's not a bad feeling, but yeah, you feel more at home and more at ease when you're closer to sea level, kind of. If that makes any
Okay.
kind of sense at all.
It does, and it's strange, and I enjoy it, so cool.
All right. So, if Yuki is looking to take the test after the third day, that means that the Zhao Mao will be able to hold sessions with you all about the first three pillars in that document that I provided: truth, equality, and sustainability. Um, so over this course of time, do you guys have any fireside chats you'd like to have with each other, with any of the monks? Um, any talks you want to have about any of these lessons that Zhao Mao's teaching?
I think Yuki will ask about truth and how can you know what truth is when you're being told different things by different people.
Who are you asking?
Zhao.
See, Zhao Mao kind of rubs his kitty chin a little bit, and he
Cheese whiskers.
says, "Yuki, let me answer your question with another question. What does truth mean to you?"
Truth means facts. Truth means what is actually happening and what realness of what is going on or what people are saying.
Do you believe that there is an objective truth?
You mean a truth upheld by all? Or a truth that is believed by one person?
A truth that can be seen as true from an outside point of view.
Yes, I do believe in that.
Do you not also believe that truth can be subjective?
I believe the truth can be changed or perceived differently based on one's experiences or point of view or how they grew up, uh, things that have already happened to them. I believe those may cause truth to be interpreted as something else.
Then how can you tell if your truth is the objective truth?
I I do not know. I guess I would know that my truth is my truth by taking in as much information as I can and looking through things objectively and without emotion.
The balance to truth, Yuki, is that we all believe that our subjective truths are the objective truths, and that perhaps our mind can be changed if we are shown other evidence of the objective truth being different. But just because, you know, just because your truth is not my truth does not mean that it is still truth. The balance in truth is that you must understand that it is, or rather, that it can be different under differing points of view. And just because your point of view is different does not mean that your truth is objective truth or that your truth is wrong either. Your truth is whatever you feel in your heart to be true, and to accept that others may have a different truth than you does not make one wrong. It is just viewed from a different angle.
Mm.
So the
I am.
balance is in trying to trying to purvey your truth while trying to see the truth of others.
I think I understand, Jamo.
He kind of
And
pats
she
your
will.
head a little bit. He says, "Ah, you are fast learner."
She will smile and bow, blushing slightly at the praise.
So with Yuka being at the center of this, uh, these first three pillars, what is it that truth and equality and sustainability, what do they mean to Yuki?
Ah.
Did you get a chance to read through?
Yeah, yeah. I think truth, equality, and sustainability really play a role in community, in uh, living among others and maintaining order, maintaining balance, maintaining um, harmonious living.
Xiao says, "Yes, all things in balance, all things in harmony. Yes, good lesson to learn." Anybody else have any other chats they would like to do? Uh, if not, then Yuki, how do you approach Zhao Mao to tell him that you are ready to take the trial?
I think after the last lesson of the day, I think Yuki will approach, say, Zhao Mao, I believe I would like to try the trials.
Oh, if you feel you are ready, then I will show you the way.
I will follow.
He kind of looks to the rest of you and he says, "You are all welcome to join Yuki if you like. You may help her along her journey, as none of us take this journey in life alone. However, any of the answers within the test must be answered by her, if you do go."
Do you want us to help you, Yuki? Or do you want to do it on your own?
She looks at Zhao Mao and looks at all of you and says, well, the thing that is resting on my mind and that feels the right answer is we are a community. We are a family, and I would love if you all would come with me. She kind of like, as she says that, kind of like looking down, like she's almost feels badly or feels like she's inconveniencing you all by asking for you to come with her as opposed to spending time doing your downtime stuff or enjoying just time at the monastery.
Excellent. We will be there for support.
Yeah, of course. If you don't mind, anyway.
Yuki will look up and smile and say, I would love it. Thank you.
Right. What are we supposed to do?
We are
Xiao Mao kind
supportive.
of Zhao Mao kind of smiles as you ask that question, Jade, and he says, "And that is part of the test."
Asking questions. I've got so many.
That you may do well.
Okay. Oh, we're not supposed to ask them now. I was saving it. Alright, I can wait.
uh, so Zhao Mao will begin kind of leading you guys around kind of the mountaintop here, which the edge kind of gets pretty close to where the walkway is, kind of so where it's
Well,
easy to see the sharp slope that will take you tumbling down the mountain. But Zhao Mao continues on with a kind of sure-footed grace and.
I hold on to
Yuki will also offer her tail in support.
Are you
as
alright?
lovely as that is, your tail is not nearly as sturdy as Ren.
That's fair.
You
uh,
seem unwell.
What? Sorry.
Are you quite alright?
Nope. I'm gonna look that way.
Oh, are you afraid of heights? I was
Oh,
unaware of
yes.
this.
I wasn't either until just this second.
Ah, I see. Interesting.
Yeah, it's great. I was full of surprises and things that happen. Can you move that way so that we can stay off of this part? I'm gonna put my back up to this way.
Rin will walk alongside her and pat her on the back and go, there, there.
Comfort.
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 It's been a minute. I love it.
Um, as you begin taking this track, I am going to ask for those of you with pets or steel defenders, are they coming along with you?
I don't know. Are you gonna kill my pet?
I don't know.
What about
You know?
tiny friends?
Familiars also. You can bring them if you want.
Okay. Dave needs to come out for some fresh air, but Charon is actually just entranced with all the big kitties. I can't get him to go anywhere with me. He just wants to stay and play with the big kitties.
Adorable.
But Dave is coming out for some fresh air. So as we're walking,
Oh, that
Laughing
actually
the
is
whole
better with
time.
Ivy.
Dave makes everything better.
He really does.
Tokens.
Can he play that song that I like? It's the same song.
Absolutely.
It's nice that he takes requests.
Yeah. Charcoal and Mara will come. I've got a bag of invulnerability for charcoal, so.
Okay.
And Mara can be dismissed and is very useful.
Very good.
Don't kill my ferret, Joe.
I'm gonna let you guys in on a little secret.
Mhm.
Joe will 100% kill every player in this game, and those pets gonna be 100% fine.
That's good.
A fireball will go off. Those pets will be out of the invulnerability bag, and for some reason, those pets are the only thing that walk out.
You know what? I'm actually really okay with that. Come on.
Yeah,
That little orange derp is adorable.
of course.
There's
Oh my
the
gosh.
secret DM technique of just happening to forget about the pet tokens, and so long as no one asks about it, no one has to die.
Oh, win. Charon's going to start following Catch around for a while.
Fuck yes.
What's Catch say to that?
Mars, how would Catch respond to a little orange derp following him around?
Catch thinks house cats are stupid. He thinks that they're uneducated, unevolved little derps. Like,
Well, that's what
why
this
are
one
you
is.
why are you walking around on four legs? You must be embarrassed. You're embarrassing me. Get away. I don't like you.
Yes.
You're embarrassing me.
Look at that face, though.
Look at it.
I don't want to.
I got
That
the
face is
derpiest little
stupid.
orange cat.
Head is empty, no thoughts. It is
Yeah.
naught but sunshine.
Okay.
I love it.
So, make sure everybody is here. Okay. So, Zhao Mao will lead you around the mountaintop here until you come to a wide yawning cave that's in the rock side, and there's a patch of grass and some nice cultivated flower beds that are kind of leading your way inside. um, Jamel kind of gestures with an arm to the opening cave, and he says, inside is where you will find the cave of tests. There are 5 tests which you must pass, and do not worry if you do not pass your first time. You are welcome to come take it again. If one of the tests should fail, you simply exit through the door that you came in and you will come back out and greet me here. Otherwise, if you make it to the end, there may be a sense of enlightenment that will greet you on the other side. Are you ready?
Yes, Jamo. I'm ready.
Then you may enter when you wish to do so.
Yuki will enter.
Does everybody follow?
Yes.
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 All right. As you make your way inside the cave, even those of you with dark vision will find it a little bit hard to see. After you make your way in, about 10 or 15 steps or so, you hear kind of a banging noise behind you, almost the sound of a door shutting behind you. There is darkness for a moment until the room you are in lights up. Let me know that everybody can see in here.
Yep.
Great.
Yes.
Somebody make a living room inside of a cave. Lovely. It's not damp at all.
The room you find yourself in is 60 foot around and 10 feet high, lit by lamps floating throughout the room that emit a soft yellow glow. There is a homely, comfortable feel here, with bookshelves lining the walls and couches and armchairs arranged around a fireplace. Towards the rear of the room is a staircase that spirals upwards, but comes to a dead end where it meets the ceiling. I will also note that these maps here I kind of made from scratch, and I am not a professional map builder, so apologies in advance if anything looks kind of wonky.
I'm so proud of you. This looks awesome.
Yeah, this looks fantastic. What are you talking about?
Sexy as fuck.
Right?
Took a long time, but Incarnate is kind of cool to use.
It took him so long, and these look so amazing.
This looks fantastic.
Yeah, Joe, you need to decorate my living room.
So, yeah, you're in this room. The fire is crackling warmly. There are lots of books and cushy chairs to kind of sit around.
Are there any books that really seem interesting, or are they all silly things like the history of the farmer's almanac in the northern hemisphere?
Give me an
That's so-
investigation check.
If that's an actual book.
Can I help with the investigation check on the books?
Sure.
I'm gonna need it.
A
That's better.
lot of the books that
So-
you see in here, they are more or less the farmer's almanac of the forest and mountain. There are lots of books in here that contain topics of gardening and herbalism, historical recollections of the monks in the monastery, and books about the philosophy of balance.
At least they have really exciting choices here to really keep you riveted in this room without corners.
I think it's a nice room.
The rounded box.
There's a lack of corners so that negative energy cannot build up in any section of the room.
Oh, is that why?
I
But
might
that
have read
just
that
means
somewhere.
it continues to float around and bombard you from all corners rather than collecting in one place.
Oh, there's no corners there.
Is there anything like on the mantle or anything about the fireplace?
Give me an investigation check. What are you looking for?
Okay. I don't know, maybe anything that might give a hint to what pillar of balance this might be targeted at.
So as you are inspecting the fireplace, you're kind of looking at it's a nice, simple, like simply ornate decoration, if that makes any kind of sense.
Yeah.
A nice kind of roaring fire keeps you nice and warm as you're kind of searching around looking for any kind of key or clue or anything like that. There is kind of a flicker of light throughout this room. And kind of from underneath the bookshelves, a rolling white fog begins to fill inside this room and gets thick to the point where it is kind of hard to see your hand in front of your face.
Do we all see this?
Yes, all of you do.
Oh, the room's on fire. Or maybe
Ominous fog is almost always a sign of good things to come.
everyone might be back up to each other.
And as the room begins to fill, there is a rush of air that kind of clears the fog out from the space in the center of this room. There is a loud roar that fills the air as some of the fog by the stairway begins to coalesce into this thing.
Oh, hello.
Ah, the negative energy's found an outlet.
See, this is what happens if you don't have corners for the energy to collect, and it turns into a dragon.
Ah,
Well, it's a test,
interesting.
right? Though it's not a real dragon; it's a test dragon.
What is the difference?
Make it less
One's
real.
not going to be deadly.
We don't know that. Maybe that's a test.
Oh, that's fine. We're fine. No, because Zhao Mao said that if we failed the test, we would come right back out and see him. So it's not a real dragon. It's an imaginary dragon that might hurt you, but not kill you. Probably, I think, maybe a little bit. Twilight
It does seem to
Sanctuary.
have a health bar.
Are you really putting up your Twilight Sanctuary?
Yeah.
Go ahead, put it up. So as this dragon appears, there's a loud roar and it kind of stands there and it looms by the stairway for a moment and kind of shifts its head one side to the other. You can see its eyes resting on each one of you individually for a moment. There is a bit of a grin on his face. A spark of lightning huffs out of its snout as it breathes out. And then its voice booms and reverberates through the room. Am I not the most powerful and magnificent creature in all the world?
I haven't met
I
all
have
the
not
creatures
seen all the
of the
creatures in all
world
the world.
Can I just offer up?
yet.
Oh, no. Yuki's supposed to do the answering, right?
Oh, right. We're not supposed to talk.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Yuki
No, you can talk.
looks.
You can help her, but
Yeah. Yeah, you can help me for sure.
yeah.
We totally gave an answer.
We gave 5 answers.
We gave. No, Red and Jade gave the same answer.
Good job, Beth. Death
I
Squad.
think
Cleric
standing.
squad.
Way more intimidating than we actually are.
Oh yeah.
I think standing in front of this dragon, remembering what Zhao Mao had just told her about truth and how to decipher what is truth and what is not. I think remembering that, Yuki will look up to the dragon and she will say, let's see, how do I want to phrase this so I don't get fucking killed? She, she will say, I do believe that you believe you are the tallest, biggest, scariest, whatever he said, dragon or animal, whatever he said. I believe that you believe you are.
I will post it.
Thank you.
There.
Yeah. So essentially not agreeing with him, but kind of saying that I believe that you, in your truth, you are the most powerful and magnificent creature in all the world. And if that is what we believe in our hearts, then it must be true.
Dragon takes a step forward, Yuki.
And eats me.
Puts its head right down in front of your face. You can feel the static electricity kind of gathering around the horn in its nose. And it says, "And what do you mean by that, snack?"
Snack. At least he didn't call me meat pie. Yuki, for those behind Yuki, they will see her tail start to fluff up a little bit, but she will not back down, and she will say, what I mean by that is your truth. It is your experience. I believe that you believe that, but I cannot agree, not because you are not powerful or you are magnificent, but I apologize, Sir Dragon. I have not seen all of the creatures in all of the world. I would not be one who would be able to make such a statement, but that does not make it any less true for you.
Speak plainly, monk. What is your truth?
My truth in this moment, Sir Dragon, is that yes, you are powerful and you are magnificent. And you have definitely struck fear into the hearts of myself and some of my companions. But we mean you no harm, and I beseech you to let us pass through.
Your words flatter me, but it is not your truth. You say that you agree that I believe that I am the most powerful and magnificent creature in all of the world. Does that mean that you do not believe so?
As I have said, Sir Dragon, I have not seen all of the creatures in the world. But you are powerful. You are magnificent. That I cannot deny. But that is your truth. And I am not here to tell you that your truth is not valid, that your truth is not real. But, Sir Dragon, it is not my truth. And it is not my truth that needs to matter in this moment, for it is you who are powerful and magnificent in this moment.
Little kitty wants to placate me so I do not eat her. Kind of goes back to his uh, stairway and just kind of perches there and continues to watch you.
Hmm.
Maybe we could just. Do you want to sit round the fire and read a story?
Are you asking the dragon?
Yeah.
Dragon does not acknowledge you.
Okay. I don't think he wants to talk to us, so I'm just gonna sit here. Yuki, do you want to try to read him a story?
I don't know if... Sir Dragon, would you like me to read you a story?
Tell me a story of how I am the most powerful and magnificent creature in all the world.
I think...
Naruto pipes up. Yuki,
Yes, Naruto.
in Jama's lessons about truth, um, they seem to be talking about, avoiding distortion and falsehood. Maybe what you need to do is tell him the straight truth and, prove that you are not afraid of bearing the truth when it's understood, no matter what the consequences might be, he says, looking up at the dragon, who probably won't enjoy that exchange.
Oh, that's a good idea, Naruto.
Mm. I think Yuki will turn back around to the dragon, and she will say, Sir Dragon, um, while your truth may be that you are the most powerful and magnificent creature in all the world, yes, you'll see Yuki's tail kind of fluff up a little more, kind of the tip of it like flicking back and forth, and she'll say that she'll look right up at the dragon and she will say, "That is not my truth, Sir Dragon."
Dragon turns to look at you again. There is a huff of lightning as it kind of huffs out of its snout, and again it takes a step forward to you and says, "Then what is it you mean to say to me, little kitty?"
Say no. Say he's not.
You are not the most powerful and magnificent creature in all of the world, Sir Dragon.
Dragon's eyes go wide, it almost kind of rears back, and it bellows out, "How dare you!" As it does so, the fog begins to swirl around this dragon, and you see it kind of start to dissipate within the fog. And as it does, the blockage in the ceiling above the spiral staircase opens up. And you hear Zhao Mao's voice kind of in the void here and says, "Sometimes balance of truth means telling other people what they do not want to hear, but may be true nonetheless."
Yuki will zip over to Naruko and give her a big hug.
Thank you.
Thank you for giving me the wisdom and the courage to say what needed to be said.
You were doing pretty good. You were using de-escalation techniques. So, that was one track, but it seemed like, some problems you just have to confront head on if you want to make it through.
This I will now know. Shall we continue on?
Sure, this is fun.
That was a very fucking evil laugh, Seb.
What? Just laughing, man.
That was evil. Little chortle.
So, the pathway above the stairs is opened up. Are we looking to climb?
Yep.
How many
Yep.
temp hit points did we get from Jade?
Oh, yeah, Jade, gonna roll temp HP for everybody for your sanctuary. Jade? Are you there?
Oh, I was on mute. You couldn't hear me the whole time. You get 8 temporary hit points, and depending on how much time we've spent, this only lasts a minute. So your temp HP will stay, but the everything else is going to be gone in a minute. So you let me know when a minute's up.
Okay. So
I got scared.
I just imagine a tiny octopus Jade where it gets startled and instead of spewing ink, it just spews little starlight everywhere.
It does. Oops.
And then it scuttles away.
Scared.
Anyone else want to do anything in this room before ascending?
Are we allowed to just sit and read the books?
I mean, there's nothing else kind of forcing you along at this moment.
Do any of us want to read any of the books about like the history or anything? No. Okay.
I mean, I'm kind of interested in what is on the shelves.
Do you think we can come back here?
Are the books going to exist once we leave here?
Don't know. Yuki, should we try to like read anything in here before we go?
We can definitely take time and read some books or some literature if you would like before we go. I don't believe these trials are timed, so
Might be something in here might be helpful for the next one around. Gave the nerds a library again.
The
keeps doing that.
Synthemistic Mechanicus run out the timer and fail the test because they're a bunch of massive nerds.
This time it
John
wasn't my.
Mouse just standing outside, like, oh fuck.
Like, what the hell?
It's been you've done this 5 times, and every time you get stuck on the first one because you keep reading a different book. Stop putting me in the book one. I don't know what to do.
Mhm.
So the professor did go through, and we were investigating, we did find books about like gardening and herbalism, and the philosophy of the monks. But Jade is very interested in the history books that might be here.
Mhm.
Are there any books that like stand out history wise for this that might be useful?
Just a history of how the monks came to the mountain and how they built the monastery after the previous one had been shunted back to the elemental plane of air.
Okay, so no new information on these
No.
then.
No.
Okay. Jade will take the time to do that, and by that time her Twilight Sanctuary is down. Sorry, guys.
It's totally fine.
It's totally fine as we die later. You got overexcited and inked everywhere. I sparkled everywhere, guys. Fine.
Moving on then.
Yep. Unless Nuala has anything else that she wants to do while we're in here.
No.
All right.
No, we're not throwing armfuls of books into a bag of holding this time.
Not this time.
It was tempting.
Unless Jam Mouse says we can, and in which case I will.
So, the spiraling staircase takes you up to what appears to be a walled garden. Different kinds of multicolored shrubs and plants line the stone walls, while some neatly manicured rose bushes occupy the center. Some groupings of barrels are distributed through the garden, and at the opposite end appears to be a single shriveled vine.
I think Yuki would like to go investigate that shriveled vine.
Okay. Give me a nature check.
Okay.
Hey!
You know with 100% certainty, Yuki, that this is a beanstalk. And as you approach it to kind of get a closer look at it, at the end of one of the kind of shriveled up little tendrils, a little red flower begins to bloom in front of your eyes. And as you watch it, a small mouth and tiny blinking eyes from the center of the flower opens up.
Hello.
Hello?
You're not looking well, little one.
No. I need to grow. There's food in those barrels, but I can't get to it.
Yuki will nod. Just hold on, little one. And she will go over to the barrels and start opening them.
Is this a bad time to remember about what happened the last time we tried to feed a withering plant?
Do you think these lessons are tailored for every person who comes in here? Do you think it's the same lesson every time?
I don't know.
It would be much creepier if it was tailored to everyone who came in here, because then that means it would be based on our experiences, and that would be strange because we have not told them about all the things that we did. A little bit though.
Anyone
Should we-
approaching? Oh, go ahead, sorry.
Should we use the water barrels to water the whole garden?
Probably. I mean, if we're going to open them anyway, and the one needs food, they probably all do.
those of you approaching the barrels and opening them up, you will notice, even as you get close to the barrels, before you opening them, you smell that whatever's inside is very sweet smelling. And as you open up the barrels, you see that whatever liquid is inside is kind of viscous. Um, anyone who wishes to may give me a survival check to determine the exact kind of liquid that is inside these barrels. So,
Only a 12 for Jade.
Yuki, Ren, and Jade, as you kind of take a look at these barrels and see what's inside, you realize that the liquid that is inside these barrels is tree sap.
Interesting.
I think Yuki will scoop up some tree sap in her hands and she'll bring it over to the bean sprout and say, "Is this food for you? Is this what you need?"
Yes.
Yuki will give it what's in her hands. And then go back to the barrel. God.
How are you administering the sap?
I think from her hands. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, so like are you like kind of just like spreading it around the plant? Are you just kind of like dribbling it on the plant? Are you letting it like drink from your hand? Like what are you doing with it? Like how are you feeding the sap to this beanstalk?
I think because she has it, I think she'll kneel down in front of the plant and see like if it leans forward and like opens its dumb little beanstalk mouth. I think she'll feed it to the mouth part of it, and if it doesn't, then she'll put it around the base of the plant as normal plants typically drink water for food.
As you kind of lean forward, you see it just kind of looks at you expectantly. It does not like lean towards you. It does not approach. It does not try to like drink from your hand or anything like that.
You know what? I think Yuki's gonna ask the bean sprout. She's gonna say, "I am unfamiliar with your specific genus of beanstalk. How is the best way for me to get this food to you?"
Around the ground by my roots.
Okay. All right. And that is what Yuki will do.
Okay. So you kind of spread it around. And as you do so, you see the plant kind of like twitches a little bit. You see the leaves begin to grow a little fuller. The beanstalk seems to get a little bit thicker. Starts to kind of grow a little bit in length, and it says, "Yes, good, more, please."
Can I take a look around at these other plants? Do they look like they are well nourished?
Give me a nature check.
Boop.
I'd like to hear that sound again, please.
Hard to tell, Yuki. You're not familiar with these kinds of plants.
Phone a friend.
I think Yuki will look to maybe Ren and say, "Do the rest of the flowers look as if they have had nutrition?"
And we'll come over and investigate. May I complete a survival check to evaluate them?
Be a nature check.
Yeah, I'm not proficient in that. I'll give it a try.
Sure.
Yeah, that ain't great.
Better than mine.
They seem okay, Red. You don't really see anything uh, concerning about the rest of the plant's growth in this garden.
They do not appear to be trying to kill anyone or themselves.
Okay. Thank you, Red. I wanted to make sure that all of the plants in this garden have there's enough food for everyone here. And I think Yuki will continue to give food to the beanstalk.
As you once again give it another handful of sap around its roots, the stalk begins to grow a little bit more. Uh, you could give me another nature check as you do so.
Okay.
On a,
That's better.
on a 19, you see that the beanstalk is growing at a rapid pace. Not too rapid, but the change is notable with each feeding that you give. However, as you are kind of looking at the beanstalk now, as it has started to grow a little bit more, you notice that it is starting to lean to one side.
Mm. I think at this point Yuki will kind of step back and kind of look at the other plants and make sure that um, where the beanstalk is leaning is not going to hinder the other plants' ability to get sunlight or have enough space to grow and be healthy.
As you kind of take a look back and step, and also for context, the way this beanstalk is growing, it is starting to grow like completely vertical, like straight up. Um,
Okay.
but you do see it is leaning towards the right side, which would uh, kind of start to lean like in this path here.
Okay. I think Yuki will um, kind of look at the bean sprout and say, "Have you had enough food? Are you satiated?"
You see the flower looks up to the ceiling, and as it does so, also I'd like anyone else to give me a perception check.
Me too.
Yeah, anyone.
Okay.
It rolled on the nat 20, that bitch.
23 for Jade.
So I think everyone but Ren would notice
Damn it.
that above the beanstalk, there is, so you see like it's kind of like a stone ceiling that's above you, but above where the beanstalk is, you see that there is kind of a little bit of a crack in the stone.
Mm.
It says, "I need more to get to the light."
Uh, I think Yuki will give it more fertilizer.
There's a question for Ren in the chat. I'm not sure if Ren saw that or not.
Sorry, I did not see that. I get distracted so easily.
It's okay.
Ren sits there and blinks. I am uncertain. This does appear to be a magical beanstalk. Do
I
we have a
could.
stick?
I think so. Narco, they're looking in her inventory. Uh,
I have one.
Yuki has a quarterstaff she can use.
Ooh, that's a good plan.
It's a good plan to put it around the stick so it goes straight and it doesn't get too fallen over.
I think Yuki will step forward with her pull her quarterstaff out, and she'll say, "I noticed you were leaning. Um, would you like this to hold yourself up?" to maybe help get you to the light.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great. You see like little kind of tendrils of vines kind of reach out around and kind of grab onto your quarterstaff, um, presumably secured into the ground as well.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. You see these little tendrils of vines reach out, kind of pulls itself up a little bit. It seems to be standing a little bit more upright now.
I think Yuki will give it more fucking sap.
All right.
Yuki, What?
Jade,
what trial do you think this is?
I was feeling maybe equity? Because the plant needs the resources, it needs to have the same amount of opportunity to grow as the other plants do. And while they may not need light, if this plant does,
What if it's sustainability though?
mm,
It's growing pretty fast and kind of outgrowing all the other ones. Maybe, instead of feeding it consistently, maybe we just bring one of the barrels over to it so that it can get food a little more easier, like the other ones can.
Mm.
But I don't know if that's a good thing or not, because if the more it eats, seems like it just keeps getting larger. So maybe it's not supposed to have too much all at once. Maybe it eats at a different rate than the other ones do.
So then should I keep providing food a little at a time so that the plant is able to get to the light, to be able to have the ability to grow as these other plants have the ability to grow, but not give it a whole barrel and possibly risk sustainability?
You might be on the right track because look, you saw that the stalk was leaning. But imagine if you had done a whole barrel right at the start, it would have shot straight up, but then probably collapsed over and crushed all the plants. So the fact that you were, slow and cautious and keeping mindfulness of how the rest of the garden was doing as well, is that part of sustainability?
Could be sustainability or equality to make sure that the other plants, if they also use this food, that they all also get the food, not just this one plant. Um,
I mean, either way, both are good. But either way, we don't want this one plant to get so big that it takes over the whole place. We also don't want it to, wither away.
I think for now, slow handfuls, a little bit at a time, and see how the trajectory of growth goes. Because it seems like, just from a ascending the tower perspective, we do want it to reach that crack up there.
right.
Um,
All right.
Just to make sure we have bigger sticks.
I think Yuki will take another handful of tree sap and spread it around the base of the beanstalk.
All right. As you continue to do so, you kind of continue this little hand feeding
Yeah.
kind of motion. The beanstalk slowly gets taller and taller. The stalk gets thicker, thick enough that you could actually hold on to, and it would be able to support your weight, helping with the help of your quarterstaff, kind of helping to keep it straight. Eventually, after a couple of feedings, the top of the beanstalk pushes through the crack in the ceiling above you, lets a little bit of light down into this garden, um, and it gives you a way to the floor above. As the top of the beanstalk kind of breaks through the ceiling above, you again hear Zhao Mao's voice kind of ring out through this area, and he says, "Sustainability plays a vital role in balance. Slow growth is always important to make sure that one does not burn out or collapse under their own weight, not only for physical growth, but for mental and spiritual as well. And it ensures longevity and uh, resources for generations to come."
Yuki will run over to Jade and give her a hug.
Hi. Hello. Hi.
She says, "You were right. Sustainability. Well done, Jade.
Thank you.
And thank you." So we go up the beanstalk?
Yep, because the stairs will lead you back down to the room you were in before.
Right. Okay. Yuki will head towards the beanstalk to start to climb up.
All right. And Dave. Well, and here. Beanstalk leads you up to a stone courtyard, where in front of you as you emerge is another spiral staircase that dead ends into the ceiling. It's the same spiral. I'm sorry, I wrote that wrong. It's the same spiral staircase that you're on dead ends up into the ceiling. The center of this courtyard has a stone statue of Zhao Mao flanked by fountains on either side. At the opposite end of the courtyard is a 7-foot high wall with a group of 5 humanoid figures gathered around some boxes.
I think Yuki will. Where is she? There she is. Head up and over to the people standing around.
As you approach these humanoids upon closer inspection, you realize that the shapes of these humanoids resemble an elf, 2 humans that are 1 foot shorter than the elf, a dwarf that is 1 foot shorter than the human, and a halfling that is 1 foot shorter than the dwarf. Each of them has indeterminate features with their faces, clothing, and even genders appearing to flow and change as you watch them. As you approach them, Yuki, the dwarf figure, kind of turns to you with a wave and says, "Oh, hey, friend, how you doing?"
I am well, thank you, and you?
"Well, we got ourselves a bit of a pickle here. You see, we're trying to climb this wall, and we have these boxes that we could use to try to climb the wall, but can't seem to figure out for the life of us how to make it so that we all can get over the wall using these boxes. See, we're talking about trying to distribute the boxes evenly, but even if you do that, then some of us still aren't tall enough to reach the ceiling or reach the wall."
Have you tried distributing the boxes, crates, whatever? Have you considered distributing them to ensure that everyone sees over the wall regardless of height standing next to each other?
You see, they all kind of look at each other, puzzled. They look back at you, Yuki, and they say, "What do you mean?"
Uh, so, remind me again of their heights, of who is.
Elf is the tallest.
Yeah.
So it goes elf, humans are a foot shorter. Uh, the dwarf is a foot shorter than the human, and the halfling is a foot shorter than the dwarf.
Okay.
So it goes elf, human, dwarf, halfling.
Elf,
Tall-
human, dwarf, halfling. And there's 2 humans.
There are 2 humans.
2 humans. All right. So Yuki will say, "Okay, I think I know how to help you." So she will walk over, and she will gesture to the elf and say, "Can you please join me by the wall?"
She looks as she is already standing by the wall.
I was gonna say that's her, isn't it? Of course it
Yeah.
is.
Yep.
So she's going to look, and is this elf able to see over the wall?
No.
Okay.
Give me a perception check.
Okay. Making me do math. It's fucking bullshit.
The elf is
Math in a math game?
God.
role playing in my role playing game. What's this bullshit?
Yuki just immediately walks over to the group, tags out. It's like, go at it, guys.
Fucking not it.
As you kind of size up the elf in the wall, you realize that the elf is 1 foot shorter than the top of the wall.
How big are the boxes?
The boxes are 1 foot square, 1 foot cube.
Oh. All right. So Yuki will say to the elf, if you would take one of the boxes and put it next to the wall and stand on it, are you able to see over?
See, she kind of looks at you. She grabs one of the boxes, puts it on the ground, and she stands on it. And you see that she can now kind of see over the wall. Nods at you. She says, "Yeah, I can see over the wall now."
Wonderful. And then Yuki will gesture to the humans, and she will say, "Will you join me next, please?"
The humans.
Humans.
Come over.
And Yuki will say, "Will you each grab 2 of those boxes?" I was wondering the same thing, Neville.
I had to do quick math. I was like, "Shit, how many are there?" Wait,
There's 12 boxes.
that is correct.
Oh, okay.
Head of my notes.
I was all ready to solve the puzzle, and then I realized the math checks out. We're good.
Yeah, we're good. The math is correct.
So, sorry,
was-
Yuki. What do you?
It's gonna be like, all right. So if one of them stands on the other's shoulders,
Now, halfling, climb up your friends as a tower.
If we get a badger,
Yuki would like the humans to each take 2 boxes.
they kind of look at each other and they look at you, Yuki, and they say, "Well, why should we get 2 if, she only gets 1?" And they motion to the elf.
Well, because she is tall enough to only need 1 box, whereas you are shorter by 1 foot than she is, so you will need an extra box if you want to see over the wall.
Is that fair, though?
Is it fair that you were born shorter than her, so should not be able to see over the wall?
Well, that's not really a question of fairness. That's just the circumstance. It just is what it is, right?
It is what it is, but what it is short 1 foot. Therefore, in all fairness, you require more boxes in order to meet the same height requirement that she is able to.
They kind of look at you and they nod to each other. They each grab 2 boxes.
Is that what I wanted to do? Yeah, that's what I wanted to do.
They grab 2 boxes. They stand on them.
Are they able to see over the wall?
They are.
Beautiful. And she will then gesture to the dwarf. She will say, "It is your turn now. On the way over, would you grab 3 boxes, please?"
Dwarf kind of looks
My
at the
man.
boxes and looks at you and kind of shrugs. Hoists up 3 boxes and kind of like is trying to like move around the box and try to like see around it so he can like walk. It's like see where he's walking. Makes his way
Jade
over
will
to
go
it.
help him bring the boxes.
Oh, thank you. That's really kind of you.
Oh, sure, no problem.
Kind of brings the boxes over to Yuki and drops them. He goes, "All right."
And Yuki will take the boxes from him, stack them up one on top of the other, and she will say, "All right, you have 3 boxes in order to assist you in looking over the wall."
Hearing the arguments that the humans brought up before, and not wanting to repeat that, he will just agree with you, nod, and climb up the boxes. He's got 3 of them.
Are you able to see over the wall?
Well, yeah, I can see now.
Marvelous. All
Professor,
right.
as you float to the top of this chamber and you look to see what is over the wall, it is literally nothing. There's nothing there. It is just a void of blackness, not a damn thing on the other side.
Did you say void?
I did say void.
Dun dun dun. Professor squeals.
You just hear
Go ahead.
you just hear the professor go, ugh.
Yuki will gesture to the halfling. All right, it is your turn. And she will go over and she will grab 2 boxes. She'll say to him, "If you want to grab 2 boxes and follow me."
The halfling will grab 2 boxes and make their way over.
Okay, Yuki will grab 2 as well. And she will stack the boxes up. And she will say to him, "Are you able to get to the top?"
The halfling takes a moment to climb the box. This is very tall. It's kind of high. So he's kind of really doing his best to climb this thing, but he makes it. As he gets to the top, he kind of peeks his head over the wall, looks down at you, and gives you an emphatic nod. Says, "Yeah, I can look over."
Wonderful. Well, it looks like problem is solved. You are all able to see over the wall. Regardless of height, you are all able to experience the same joys of looking over the wall.
You hear Zhao Mao's voice once again come through this chamber, and he says, "Equality plays a crucial role in balance by promoting fairness, justice, and harmony within society. When everyone has the same lost my train of thought. When everyone has the same opportunities to succeed on an even playing level, then the true balance of equality can be met." And as Zhao Mao's voice fades, the uh, blockage in the ceiling above the stairway that you just came up opens to the level above.
Yuki will walk over to everybody beaming, saying, "I did it!"
Excellent work. You
Yeah,
did it
it
with
was
much
great.
more grace than I would have. They were quite stupid. How did they not figure that out on their own?
I don't think they're real.
That would answer it.
Shall we move on to the next?
Indeed.
And as you see, nothing behind the wall. There's nothing there. They just really wanted to get to the other side.
Grass wasn't even greener.
Up the next set of stairs, then.
Yeah.
Yes.
Up the stairs.
The spiral staircase brings you up to a pure white space filled with fog. As you all step foot onto this level, the fog begins to clear, revealing 4 support pillars in the center of this room and another spiral staircase at the opposite end. Here. 6 armored humanoid figures form from the lingering remains of this fog and around the opposite staircase, taking up defensive stances with glowing long swords in their hands. We are going to roll initiative. Oh no. I don't know how to use the new API, guys. I apologize in advance.
That's okay. It's a learning experience now.
You're
It
good.
is.
Yeah.
That's the fun about it.
I don't know how to use it. Oh god. Oh, what did I do?
Oh no!
Oh, no,
Shit, I
thing
started it. No.
Oh
You made
god.
it all
That's-
happen.
I'll be honest. That looks a little obnoxious just on first blush.
Yeah, I might be removing that.
Oh, and meanwhile, Professor just has like this just sigil of power around his face.
Because he's
Yeah,
the
he
one
does.
that's at the start.
Just an average Thursday, boys.
This is actually kind of interesting looking. I don't hate this.
I don't hate the symbol around the person who's going, but the little thing in the chat is.
Just the little
Yeah.
thing in the chat.
It's big. It's purple, and
It's Thanos.
I don't want it to pop up every time someone's turn shifts.
Oh
but I get
God,
my
Neville, you are just softballing things in for me tonight, and it's painful for me to not comment on the big purple popping up thing.
What was that, Jade?
I don't know what they're talking about, but
I didn't think so.
if you're uncomfortable, then that's not cool.
Look, Jenna. I can either hold off on the softballs, or I could just start pitching it hard and fast to you. So you
Ooh, but I
just
like
let me know
it
what you're into.
Oh dear.
I like
I felt like you were trying too hard, honestly.
I don't have work tomorrow. I'm up for being rowdy tonight.
We are rowdy.
Hell
A
yeah.
little bit.
We're losing it tonight. It's been a week, guys.
Rocket,
Again,
It has.
Fuck yeah. It's been 3 weeks. It's been a year. Fuck this
Yeah.
Try to run initiative, buddy.
shit. Hey, Rocket.
He wants to help. Rocket, yes.
this is the week it's been, and we're at Yuki's peace trials.
Seriously.
Professor, what's your deck score?
He's
Oh,
BRB.
he is BRB. I could probably look that up.
He has
burped.
burped.
Burp.
He burped.
His bonus is a +1, so
He
Uh,
burped.
yeah, he's fine. You can definitely go for that guy. Yeah, well,
Burp.
I'll be honest. For the longest time, if there was a tie, I just had the player characters go first because if it
Yeah.
turns out I was wrong on who had the higher initiative, no one's going to be mad at me.
Yeah,
Also
yeah, that's
true.
true. All right. So, as we enter initiative here,
Quick question: are the Fog Guardians also colored the same way as their icons, so they can be the Power Rangers?
Yes.
yeah, sure, we'll go with that.
Do they form a giant mech?
Four
That's
above.
not okay. Too far.
They become a giant Zord. Yeah, sure, they can be colored. Why not? So as that was not anyway.
We knew what you meant.
So as you,
We edited out of the internet. It's fine.
yeah, I'm getting canceled for this. So as you climb the staircase, you see these the fog formulates into these guardians that all kind of get into a ready stance. They draw these flaming swords from their sides. This red guardian is the first to act, and you see it just kind of stands there, ready and wait, and kind of watches you guys. And it's going to hold an action. Red.
I cast Fireball?
Are you casting Fireball?
I don't have Fireball.
I don't know.
She only casts Fireball against her teammates.
She
Come on.
only.
Yeah.
Come on,
That's
one
your
fucking
thing.
time!
I'm sorry, Suzanne. That's your thing now. We give us Allison shit all the time about I had a plan. You're now Fireball. That's your thing.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
I'm sorry, but that's your thing now.
Yeah. Ren is going to hold an action to Thorn Whip anyone who might harm his companions.
Okay. Naruto.
Marco. 1, 2, 3, 4. Walks up to the Fog Guardian and says, "Excuse me."
The Fog Guardian kind of looks at you, looking like a basically hollow suit of armor. You can kind of see inside its helmet, but you can see straight to the back of the helmet. Like there's nothing in there yet. It still kind of turns its attention towards you and kind of just watches you silently.
Menacingly.
Okay. Boop. Boop. Yeah, I'll take an action to dash.
Okay.
Boop. And Narco will just politely wait on the other side. Bonus action to command RB to also just dash. As RB passes through the Fog Guardians, you hear a little mechanical whir, and from within RB's chest you hear, "Public statement. Excuse me. Passing through. Mind's the gap."
Abby, you can talk now.
That's his
Oh,
name.
he's so polite.
I love it. As you reach the other side, Naruto, you see that as you get to the stairs, there is nothing blocking the ceiling. The stairs go straight up to another level above you.
Oh. Naruto looks up and just says, "Yep, we're... Come on. The way's clear up ahead."
I'm not sure how Yuki was supposed to be the one to answer this one.
Are you staying on
Naruto,
this level?
Naruto.
Oh, God, sorry.
Yeah, Narco will stay on this wall. She'll wait for everyone to get to the other side. She figured out what test this was right away.
Okay. That'll bring us to Professor.
We're just gonna walk right through. I like this plan. 50, 20, 25. Let's go. 35. 30. Oh, I split. And he's just gonna kind of get up there and wait as well.
Okay. I do like this API that it snaps everyone's attention to one that's in initiative. I like that. But yeah, that background, it's a little.
Yeah,
extra.
there's a reason why I stopped using it.
Is there an open source one?
I think it's all open source, honestly. A lot of this stuff you can get from GitHub, and this was just kind of like, well, this is the one that was like promoted by Roll20. You could just like one-click add it to your game, so like I can remove it just as easily, I'm sure.
If it's open source, I can look at the code and see if I can remove that chat part of it.
Ooh, that might be
That's
kinda
fucking
nice.
hot.
So everybody's saying hot things tonight, guys. Come on.
Right? Jesus.
Oh,
I found that when you remove it, the snapping to characters stayed on.
Oh,
We just removed everything else.
Yeah,
Snapping to character isn't the problem, though, right?
Yeah, if you know where I can find the code, let me know and I'll take a look at it.
Yeah, see if I can find. It's in JavaScript. I know that much. I don't know shit about JavaScript.
It is cool that you can click your own button to end your turn and move it forward to the next person, though.
Yeah, but that chat box is a little obnoxious. I really just wanted it because I want like the automatic snap when your turn comes up because I really like that feature. But anyway, I'll keep looking. This Fog Guardian is also going to hold an action. Jade, you are up.
Jade's gonna look at Yuki and just go, so we just go? We just go?
I believe so.
Okay. I will go. Excuse me? Sorry? I'm gonna use an action to dash. Pardon me. I like your helmet. Thank you. Okay. That's my turn.
Aha. That one's holding an action. That one is also holding an action. Yuki.
Yuki will also just follow along. She's got a bunch of movements, so she can do that. She'll just follow along. And wait over here. Yeah.
If you have more movement or an action to dash, you can start going up the stairs. Because
You're
we
a
were
level
waiting.
5 monk, you should have like 90 feet of movement at least.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've got 50.
Yeah.
That's just your standard movement.
If
Yeah.
your base is
so-
50, you can get all the way up the stairs.
Yeah, you got 100 feet of movement with a dash, 150 feet of movement with Step of the Wind. Plus, I forget how much you can add for your feline agility if you wanted to use it.
It would double it, so 300.
Just straight double.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, so yeah, sure. Then Yuki will go up the stairs then.
Yuki nopes the fuck out of here. you want all right, Yuki goes up the stairs. Whoop. Gone. Holding an action. Dwala.
I'm gonna need a 20-foot radius sphere, please.
Oh god.
Oh
No,
no.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
That would be amazing.
Oh my god. Xiao was gonna be so mad.
Seems like
Yuki,
a rat ticket should be fine.
Yuki gets fucking yeeted out. She's like, wait, what happened? We all had a plan.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And that's it.
I think it's safe to assume, as we reach the bottom of the round, that by now everyone has kind of figured out that you can just walk right by these things. They're not going to do anything. So I'll go ahead and take a set of initiative.
Get to the last step, cast Fireball, and then step through.
Right?
Or the pillars.
One day we have been left behind.
Just as you're heading up the stairs, you're just like, if you want peace, prepare for war! Run away laughing.
You hear Xiao Mao's voice once again. That kind of rings out. Yuki, you can hear it from the floor above, saying,
Yeah.
Peace plays a fundamental role in balance by fostering harmony, tranquility, and well-being with oneself and among others. Peace challenges oppression, violence, and injustice in all forms. I had to sneeze. I'm sorry. When everyone works towards peace through advocacy, activism, and reconciliation, they promote fairness, dignity, and humane rights for all, creating conditions for a more just, inclusive, and equitable world. And with that, I'm going to get everybody back up the stairs.
Everybody.
Everybody. And
kitties are playing in the fog.
Yeah, they are.
The kitty cat playing in the fog, and the owl just watching.
So, you ascend this spiral staircase to an empty room, save for a series of rugs, leading from the stairs to a large, heavy wooden door in the stone wall at the opposite side of the room. Next to the door is a rack with 5 magical-looking staves set upon it.
It's dark in here.
Is it
Oh,
dark?
never mind.
Oh.
Okay, I got there. Sorry, wrong part of the map.
Okay. If I'm keeping track right, this should be the test of simplicity then, yeah?
We lost Dave. That's why I got stuck.
No,
Oh no,
Dave.
Dave. Did I leave Dave behind?
Yeah, Dave was hanging out with one of the armor suits. He was hiding.
Oh, there's Dave.
Dave, my theme music's back.
Yeah, so, not much else in this room other than this, staff of racks. Or rack of staffs. Oh, wow.
Wow.
It's the staff of Rax. Is that what we're going with today?
God damn.
We're gonna
Oh,
have this conversation.
Guys, we
A
are
tune, a tune,
wild.
a tune, a tune.
We're eating tuna now?
Look, I live for rent free in all your brains, and you know I do.
Yeah, we are fucking wild tonight, and I am here for it.
Love it. This is supposed to be Zen, you guys. Damn.
I mean, the real question at the end of this is, we're all doing the right stuff, but did Yuki actually learn any lessons from here?
Fuck no.
Because I feel like in a real situation, we're all gonna be like, yeah, and fireball.
No, she absolutely did. So tell me about this rack, Sep.
So,
Yeah, I said it.
the rack that is in front of you.
Yeah.
There is an inscription across the top that all the staffs are kind of leaning against. The inscription reads, "To open the final door and complete your test of balance, knock on it with the staff of an archmage."
Ha ha ha.
Oh, if they're all magical and it's simplicity, then wouldn't it just be any of the staffs?
Well, as you say that, Jade, as everyone kind of is now, your attention is kind of brought to this rack, you see that each of the staffs on this rack are slightly different from each other. I'm going to give you a little bit of a description here in the Roll20 chat, which hopefully the Roll20 chat cooperates with pasting it in the format that I had it.
Ooh,
that
it is
works.
there.
Yeah, there we go.
Hey.
That was my thought as well, Neville.
so how bad would it be for Naruko to bring up the fact that she has identify as a spell?
I mean, you can use identify.
Do it.
Um,
He said I could phone a friend. I think I know. I think I know what one I would pick, but do it.
It's
no.
Yuki's
If Yuki knows what she wants to do, she can do it. Naruko's here as a resource if need be.
Yeah. You can always choose and then ask everyone what they think.
Yes.
Yuki will pick up the worn staff made from oak, set with runes and inlaid with occasional crystals that twinkle within her power. She says, if simplicity is about neither being austere or what the fuck was it? What the fuck was it? Or deprivation. It is the balance between having what you need to cast spells, but not being showy about it. Simply focusing on what matters, which would be the magic of the staff, not so much how it looks.
I still think it looks really pretty.
I do too.
But that does seem to be the one that's kind of like functional, but also fitting.
I mean, the only qualifier is that the staff had to be, used by an archmage. So, I suppose that the question is, what would a good archmage want in a staff? And you're right, practicality trumps everything else. So,
Shall I knock on the door with it?
Sure.
Yuki will walk over to the door and she will knock on the door with that staff.
As you knock on the door, you hear a click from within the door, and it opens outwards. And you hear the voice of Zhao Mao echo in this chamber and says, "You have learned this lesson of simplicity well. I have nothing more to teach you."
Yuki beams from ear to ear. Hugs the staff like it matters before putting it back down on the table. She is very pleased with herself, very thankful to have her friends here, and very pleased that we have completed the cave.
The cave of tests.
the cave, which was the tower.
The test
Which
of the test of Tower of Trials of tests.
of cave.
Hey, you can't call it the Tower of Trials. That's trademarked.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
It's the Cave of Trials. Thank you.
You just go up through it. Thank you. It's a very tall cave.
This is what we call the neo vertical cave. Very avant-garde.
For the record, I had this this thing planned out before we did the Tower of Trials. So
I believe
Yeah.
it's a very different vibe.
yes.
Yeah, this is clearly a cave up in like the Buddhist mountains. And the
Yeah.
Tower of Trials was just trying to kill us.
Also gave us some presents. But
There
yes,
were puzzles.
there were some puzzles.
Can I use
I
the
like-
compass?
There's
What?
no compass here.
Can I use the compass?
In 2 weeks, you can use a compass.
Where do I find more strawberry milk?
Are we allowed? Are we allowed to take the magic stabs with us?
You could try.
So no, gotcha.
That's
But-
a no.
That's a good answer right there.
Or perception check.
Yeah.
You can get away with it.
So the door opens outwards as a bright light that's kind of hard to see through, given the contrast between the lighting inside and the lighting outside. One of those things where it's like it's so blindingly bright that anything steps in front of it is basically just a shadow. Do you guys walk through? And if you do,
Yeah.
are you taking any staffs with you?
I am not taking a staff with me, and I'm walking through.
No, they're not mine, so I'm not going to take it.
I am leaving with only Dave.
Take the leave all. Leave only footprints, take only memories. I'm taking Dave.
So
I'm tempted, but no.
good. So you all step through the door, you are greeted with the smell of the fresh, cool mountain air, birds chirping in the sky. Um, there is the sound of some wind chimes around you. And Yuki, this is a very familiar sound to you because once your vision adjusts, you find that you are back at the monastery in Jiao Mao's tea room.
I don't know for what reason, but I thought you were going to say, once your eyes adjust, you will see Fedwin.
No, not again.
Oh, such a missed
Always
opportunity!
watching.
Always watching. Such a missed opportunity. Fuck. All right.
Next
All
time.
Of course, the final challenge is for Yuki to confront her greatest fear, Edwin.
Fedwin.
So you're right back in Jiao Mao's tea room, and he kind of turns as he hears the door open. He gives you a smile as he sips on some of his tea with his little hat,
Look how fucking cute he is.
and he says, "Wow, you've made it through the cave in quite good time."
Yuki will look at everybody with her, and she will say, I am very blessed and fortunate to be surrounded by such an amazing family. They give me the strength, the wisdom, and the support to continue through.
I must say, after your time off the mountain, it seems you have regained quite a bit of yourself. Do tell me, though, as you passed through the trials, what is it that you've learned?
She thinks for a minute. She says, well, I have learned that sometimes telling the truth is very scary and intimidating, and regardless of the consequences, it is vital to speak your truth, whether the other individual will react poorly or not. I learned that inaction does not mean that you are neglecting to do an action, but you choose to not engage. And by that, you are making a decision. And finally, I learned that she smiles and says, sometimes, though we wish to grow faster, we all must grow in our own time.
Yes. You have learned much. Congratulations to you.
She bows and says, thank you, Xiao Mao.
Yuki, how many points of corruption do you have?
What?
You may remove that point. Oh my god!
Oh,
He screamed so loud that we couldn't even hear it except for the faintest little squeak. Hilarious.
Jeez.
Also, I was just typing. I need you guys to know that when, after Yuki shared what she learned, when Seth goes, "Yes," and there's such a long pause. I thought that's all you were gonna say. Like, "Yep," and then fucking geet out.
Okay, I love you. Bye bye.
Yep.
This NPC has no more dialogue for you. You should move on.
Oh fuck! I needed that laugh.
Zhao Mao smiles and he presents a small package to you. Phrasing.
He is very tiny.
I was gonna let you go.
I wasn't, so
I wasn't.
And he says, I would like to give this to you for making your way through the trials. I am glad, too, that you had your companions with you to help you.
Yuki will bow slightly and say, "Thank you, Xiao Mao." She will take the gift as offered, and she says, "I as well am very happy that they were with me."
opens it up as fireball.
Surprise, motherfucker!
Sixth pillar, always be prepared. Trust no one.
Surprise, motherfucker!
Never lower your eyes to an enemy.
She will open the package.
What you have,
everyone?
Yuki, is a small silver set of scales.
Oh.
That's one of these things.
Oh. What?
Ooh.
Hell yeah!
When your adventure becomes unbalanced, may this help to help you find the balance again.
She is going to tear up a little bit because this is absolutely amazing and has taken away a lot of her fears about what the adventures are to come, and she will hug Xiao Mao.
And he will hug you back. So we come to the end of the third day here on the mountain. You leave the cave and you meet with Zhao Mao again in time for the dinner bell to start ringing. So again, it's noodles and soup and teas and broths and all sorts of other hearty goodness that goes along with that sort of thing as you prepare for the third night here on the mountain. Um, as you are kind of winding down, you have a bit of free time at this point. If uh, anyone wishes to have any chats with each other or with any of the monks at this time.
I think Jade would talk with Naruko that evening. Over dinner.
Okay.
And just what did you think about the trials that you had to do?
Oh, I like them. They used the pillars as kind of a basis for themes and morals, but it was like solving puzzles. That's fun.
Yeah, I thought it was really nice. I know we haven't really got to spend a lot of time together lately, and I was wondering if maybe, since we're here and we have now done things that are different, if you would like to maybe go with me in the morning through the meadow and we can sit and read outside together. If you would like to do that, you can say no. It's okay. But if you would like to,
My special friend is inviting me on a date. She pretends to mull this over.
the anxiety is real.
Narco quickly realizes that Jade doesn't get that kind of humor and will immediately be like, yes, I
Oh.
think that will be a lovely break. Noala can. I have a few things that Noala can do for me for my current project while I'm out with you. That should be just fine.
Oh, sure. Great. Good. I was going to pack a breakfast lunch, and we could just have a morning together. And I'll have a new book that Papa sent me that we could maybe read together.
That'd be lovely.
Good. Okay. Too excited to sleep. Can't sleep. Still too excited to do so if she could.
All right. Anyone else?
I think Yuki would like to try to find Catch and see if she can sneak up on him.
Oh shit! All right.
Is he distracted by Char Char?
Or is he more hypervigilant because of Char Char?
Mars, would you like to play this scenelet out with Catch?
Do it.
Sure. I'll give it a shot. I don't think I have Catch's character sheet. Hold on. Let me check.
It's in. I have it. Actually, you gave me the link for it.
Oh, perfect. It's somewhere.
I don't have the link.
I can pull it up.
I
if you
don't
need it.
Anyway, I got it.
You got it. Cool.
Okay. Yeah.
So Yuki, why don't you give me a stealth check with advantage because Char Char is kind of fucking with Catch. $22. Catch, how about a perception check from you? Yuki, I think that is a successful sneak on Catch.
Get away from me, you stupid feline. No. Stop. Don't stop jumping at my cloak. It's not for you. It's for me. It's only for me. That's why I wear it. Not you. You should get your own cloak if you're not such a stupid
Cloaky just meowed back at me.
Good girl, Loki. Good girl. Yuki will sneak up on Catch. I mean, we're talking like full, like butt wiggle, like big eyes, cat sneaking up mischief. And she will butt wiggle one more time and then pounce on him.
Stabs her.
Stabs her. She will
Catch
pounce
will-
on Catch and kind of take him to the ground, like rolling across the grass, just laughing.
He fights back like every cat does when they're being pounced on by another cat, like bunny kicking and smacking at her face. Like, no, get off of me! Between you and that stupid quadruped, stop it! I don't like it. I don't like you. You're making me dirty.
Yuki will persist in annoying him for another minute or two before she pounces off of him like she was never on him in the first place.
What
Just
time of day is
laughing.
this?
Huh?
What time of day is this?
If it is still
God.
the same day that you guys did the cave, then it's getting dark at this point.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%. The second she like starts to get up, and he shadow steps the fuck like up to the top of the roof. Like, stop!
Catch, do you think I wouldn't be able to get you up there as well?
I don't care.
You think your height is going to keep me from pouncing?
He just vanishes from view and shadow steps somewhere like on the other side of the building. And you just hear his voice echoing up through the from the canyon. It's like, "Don't do that!"
I missed you too. And chuckling, she'll walk back in and rejoin everybody.
I heard mad cat sounds. Is that
Oh,
someone
I'm
hurt? Does someone
catching
need?
up with
I'll have.
Patch.
Oh, I'll have healing. Does he need? Is he okay?
Oh, no. He has come to no harm other than his own cranky ways. He's fine.
Oh, okay.
We used to roughhouse way worse than that.
Okay, I don't really understand what that means, but okay.
Yuki will kind of pull back the fur on her arm and she'll be laughing and poking at it. She's like, see this right here? He actually bit me one time.
Oh, okay.
He is fun. I missed him.
I'm glad you got to spend more time with him.
Thank you, Jade.
So, the rest of the night goes by. You'll get your long rest. Unfortunately, that does mean that Jade's temporary hit points go away, but her Twilight Sanctuary will also recharge at this point.
I can do it again. It's fine. Now that there's no dragon. Again,
So as Yuki pointed out, about a half hour before the sunrise, the monastery all gets together, and they sit together and watch the sunrise over the mountain. Do any of you join the rest of the monks any one of these mornings to watch the sunrise, or are we still team too fucking early?
Jade will.
Absolutely not.
Jade will join, but she's gonna stay in like the shadowed bits of everything. So she'll stay like towards the building and like in like the little awning part where the shadows still are.
We'll try it out one day.
Yuki will obviously join.
Naruto will join
Professor's
today,
prob-
although I don't know that she'd be there every morning.
What was the professor saying?
The professor's probably already out there when they start filtering out because he's kind of doing precise calculations of the moon's alignment with the Earth, and as the moon starts to disappear, he will also disappear and go inside to sleep.
Professor becomes nocturnal.
Good night, Professor. Good morning.
Good night, good morning, good day. See you at breakfast.
Okay, it is breakfast.
It's too early for breakfast.
Okay, it's the earliest of the day. I'll believe that.
So it's quite the spiritual experience watching the sun rise, and as you watch it kind of crest over the top of the mountain, the glowing reds and yellows and oranges kind of cast about the sky. You hear the morning birds start to begin their song for the morning, um, and there is a collective sigh, almost like as if the burden of quote unquote burden of the previous day's worries has kind of been shrugged off with the dawning of the new sun. And the monks of the monastery, they have a quiet moment where they state their intentions for the day and go about their chores for the morning before breakfast is served. And the rest of the day is yours. So at this point, y'all can continue your downtime activities. Zhao Mao will still hold lessons on the Pillars of Balance for anyone who's still looking to attend. Um, and as was it in the morning, Jade, that you wanted to go kind of sit in
Yeah.
the meadow with? Okay. Is that
I
something?
was just in the morning because she knows Naruko's busy. So
Okay. Is that something you guys want to play
like a
out,
brunch.
or just kind of yada yada and things are cool?
It's up to you.
It's up to you.
Do you want to play it out, Narco, or do you want to just have a little?
I am curious what book Jade has chosen for date picnic.
Yeah. Okay. So Jade will get since she's up early with everyone else. She'll get a little picnic basket together for Naruko, and pick out all the things that she thinks that Naruko likes to eat. She's pretty sure she's kept track of that. There's apples here, if nothing else, so that's always good. And go get Naruko for a fun-filled morning of reading in the park, basically. And take her down to like a nice little spot that she found that had when she was helping one of the other days, like doing some of the gardening work, and just whatever they were having her do at the time to like keep her busy and occupied. And she will take out her book to read to them, and to read to Naruko, or to let Naruko read it herself if she wants to, like them together reading the separate pages. And it's called oh my gosh, hold on, computer just hello.
Hello.
Oh, okay, you can still hear me. My computer just went off, but you can still hear me, so it's fine. And the book again is by the Bard. It's got on the spine of it, it just says the Bard, and in the front of the book, it's called "The Queen is Dead, but got her groove back anyway. Long live the Queen." And it's a story of Titania that then became Lorelai.
Oh my. The insinuation that Titania and Lorelai are in fact the same people would not go over very well with the lady in question.
No, it would not. This is basically a banned book. We're reading a banned book right now.
Narco will happily curl up with Jade. In fact, Narco's like objective on this date, besides having a good time, is trying to keep like physical contact with Jade through a lot of it, just to help her get more acclimated to that.
Yeah. Jade is very happy to be snuggled up against Naruko while we definitely eat this food that we definitely don't forget is around as we read these books and try not to get distracted by each other.
Yeah, definitely didn't realize before it was time to head back that we should probably like scarf some of this down really quickly just so we don't get chided.
Right.
By take your pick of whatever parental analog either in the group or among the monks would do that to us. But yes,
there would at least be some disapproving looks of like, well, you need to eat.
I mean, only one of us does.
That's true.
But,
which they've probably heard many times.
But it's good for the soul too. Or so I'm told.
You have soul food, but it's different, and I don't think anyone here would like it.
It's like really spicy for some reason. Yeah. Naruto, like midway through this week, very much welcomes some alone time with Jade.
Yeah. All right. Does anybody else have anything they would like to do on this morning of the 4th day?
Not me.
I'm good.
Nothing we need to RP out.
Very good.
I'm good.
So then, Naruko and Jade, as you wrap up your morning and Naruko begins to head back inside to continue her work for the day, you hear the noise of some very flustered tabaxi kind of throughout the field. Very playful yips and yowls and that ek thing that they do. And you kind of hear a voice fluttering through the field saying, "No, stop it, quit." No, I'm just trying to get through. No, I don't want to play.
Hello?
Uh, as it gets closer, you notice a gleam on a small little flying thing that is heading your way. As it gets closer, you positively identify it as Newman.
Oh, Newman. Naruto, look, it's Newman.
I see. Right on time, I'm sure.
I actually rolled for how many days it would take for him to get to you, and it was exactly this point. So,
That's
Hilarious.
why I believe this is when that happened. I
uh, so he kind of lands in front of you, Narco, and produces a rolled up piece of parchment and says, Whew, got a letter from you for you from Averill, ma'am," and hands it over to you.
delightful. Uh, Thank you, Newman. Go ahead and rest up at the monastery. I'm sure if not today, then almost certainly tomorrow, I'll have more correspondence for you.
Whew, yeah, you got it. And he'll kind of head inside, and kind of trying to get away from the watchful eyes of the other tabaxi that are uh, around the monastery that are just looking to just pounce on him and make him fly so that they can try to catch him.
This monastery is such a wonderful combination of orderly discipline and feline chaos.
As it should be.
Uh, all right. Narco probably won't be able to resist waiting until she sits down to actually open this up and start reading it. So
It's a little bit of a long one. Dropping it in,
I'm sure.
dropping it in your journal now, and I think just up. Did that work? Did it pop up?
I believe so.
Did it pop up for you?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Okay.
Oh,
Good.
yeah. We hit past 2 pages. That'll be a good one.
Yep.
Is it a letter from Marcus?
It is.
Do you want to be alone to read it?
Um. No. You can. Let me just read through it first, and then
Sure.
because I might need to do some work on it if we're continuing the covert communications.
Right, the
Um,
secrets.
yes, I hopefully with my last message he put together the clues I left him. Made made use of it. So we shall see.
Yeah, very clever, I'm sure. I'm sure he figured it out.
How's Jade doing?
Let's find out. She's fine.
Is she actually
So
fine, or is she pretending to be fine?
she is saying she's fine, but she's trying to be actually fine. We just had a lovely picnic, and Marcus hasn't gotten to cuddle Naga yet. That's great. And she's really excited to hear from him. I can't wait to sit down after our. It's great. I'm fine.
I would say anybody who's kind of in the main monastery building and awake at this time, you can kind of see this interaction of Newman delivering something to Narco kind of pulling out this letter to read it, and Jade just kind of mumbling to herself.
She's not talking out loud. It's just
Oh.
the thing that's going on in her head, where she's just standing there, just watching Naruko excitedly read this letter with this half-empty picnic basket that she made, and just be like, "Yep." So she'll just be just waiting,
So
and it's fine.
do with that information as you will.
I mean, Neville's going to need time to read this, so switch
Of course.
scene out wherever.
Yes.
Whoever else is doing something can go do something now.
Does anyone else have anything they would like to do in this span of time? Because it's kind of a long letter that I just dropped on Argo.
So Marcus sent her a pretty lengthy letter.
Or drop.
There is a lot of exposition in here, actually.
Oh, I know what the letter is. You two flowery motherfuckers gonna talk about shit all day. It's fine.
Is it fine?
I'm fine. It's great. It's great, and it's a good time. I'm just gonna. You know what? I'm gonna go. There's an half empty picnic basket. I'm gonna go take these apples that we didn't finish to Ren before they so that Ren has the thing. Noriko, if you want to, I'm gonna bring you. We're gonna scooch you a little bit inside so you can sit down out the sun. I don't get. It's just standard.
Mhm.
Something. Cool. Okay, great. I'm gonna go.
Yes,
I'm gonna go.
good,
It'll
good
be back.
idea.
Yeah. Okay. And she just scuttles off.
Scuttle. Brent Scuttle. Or
Spring.
Jade Scuttles a lot.
Jade's scuttling
It
right
does
now.
Scuttle.
One, it's funny.
Very descriptive phrase.
And she's gonna go find Ren to give Ren the apples that they ended up not eating on their picnic.
Ren will very happily take the apples. Ren is Ren, so he has no idea what's going on. But Dave will at least try to play some calming music because he's a plant and he knows more shit.
Ren is very Dave is very sympathetic.
Dave is very sympathetic.
Hi Dave. It's good to see you. I brought you. Do you like cinnamon sticks? Probably not. You're a plant. But I brought here and I give a cinnamon stick to Dave.
Very decent.
Okay, I'm gonna go. Enjoy your apples, Ren.
Thank you very much. This is delicious.
Welcome.
Where is it? Where is it? Yes. Meanwhile, you hear Dave. That came in really loud. Sorry about that.
That was
It was
good.
good.
He's trying to be
Not my
cheerful. Oh, funny.
Sorry, I missed hearing that. Anyway.
That was great.
There's the trauma. There it is.
You wake up and find yourselves in a carnival. No, I'm kidding.
Oh,
Again! It's like the fourth time.
Shit.
Joe, I would like to take out the multifocals and examine the little splotchy bits. See if on any of the various settings it reveals something.
Yeah, so as you kind of play with the different settings and the different color lenses that you have, I'm going to add a little something extra to both the handout in Roll20 and the Google Docs. So give me a moment to do that. All right, there you go.
Great. All right. Narco's gonna go find Jade.
Jade is probably at this point, like heading out to the gardens.
Jade, I might need your expertise actually. You know a lot more about more esoterica than I do. Would you be able to help me?
I'm sure I could try. What do you need help with?
So Narco will take out the letter that Marcus sent her Joe, you're free to like share that to the rest of the group
Okay.
if you want. I don't know how many of the letters to Naruto are visible to like the rest of the party or just to me.
I don't think any of them are.
Okay.
I don't recall.
Then maybe just the just like link the Google Doc one
Yeah.
into like the Discord.
Oh, well,
Ooh.
there we go.
So Naruto will kind of like just point along the bottom and point out like, so he pretty much gave me a quick synopsis of the family and what to expect as far as like Tremonto history and culture, all good things for on arrival. But down at the bottom, she'll show Jade how to use the glasses to kind of pull up the links. You mentioned a prophecy. Have we? Was there any sort of prophecy that the cultists of the void has been following, or were they just sort of generally trying to bring about the Whisperer into the world?
Are the only prophecy we've come across is the. I mean, we talked to Professor's friend Nathala, and she said that they had stopped a prophecy about something called the breaking. But no, I don't think in any of the things we've come across with the current cult that we're doing anything with that they had any prophecies. They were just trying to stop. They were just trying to. I mean, trying to do whatever they're trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
But I can go through some more of the notes I made in my binder, but I don't recall any prophecy. So this could be something entirely different.
Which, oddly enough, that kind of worries me more because at least with the void, it's something we've been dealing with. But this is some entirely new
Well,
shadowy prophecy. I don't know what.
well, I mean, to be fair, it just says prophecy, and he thinks there's a shadow on the marriage. I mean, the prophecy. There's a lot of different types of prophecies. I mean, it could be a good prophecy. Sometimes over that, you know.
Mm,
But it seems strange that he doesn't know what the prophecy is.
generally, in a healthy relationship at least, uh, if his family had him as a piece of some sort of prophecy that was good, or at least, good for his own well-being, they, you know, want him to know it, right?
I mean, right, unless it's just there's talk about a prophecy and he's nervous. I mean,
Mm,
the prophecy could be if Marcus doesn't get married, that then something terrible happens, or that if the Goldwaters don't do something, then a bad thing happens. Or maybe it's not anything to do with them at all, and it's just something maybe in Averil. There could be a prophecy happening in Averil that happens to coincide.
mm,
We could
mm.
start looking. I mean, we're going to go back to Wayward Port, and we can go back to the Temple of Thoth and see if they have any record of prophecies.
All right, that's a good idea. Mm,
Usually, someone writes those things down.
mhm. I do have a pen pal in Averil. Doesn't live near Tremonto though. He's oh gosh, where? Let's she like pulls out her notes to try and remember where he's at. I think he lives in some of the deserts near Trim. It's a little ways away, but it's a possible place to ask if there's any, prophecy related upheavals going on.
I mean,
But
it might be worth asking just to see if there's anything. I mean, not for nothing, there's prophecies all the time. A lot of people have soothsayers and seers who like prophesize things for like your future or for your fortune. It might not be anything more than just a family prophecy, maybe, that like, oh, in 7 generations you're gonna, you know what I mean? And
Okay.
it doesn't really have anything significant, which is maybe why there's talk about it, but they haven't told him because maybe his parents don't believe in it as much as maybe his aunt does or something.
Gotcha. I mean, I like my horoscopes, for fun. But I'm not familiar with capital P prophecy, so that's a little bit of a relief to hear. So thank you, Kate.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's if he's nervous about it, we might as well do some research and see what we can find. And maybe it's nothing, and maybe it's just something in the family that they had something told to them long ago, and it's now a family legacy, and that they think that, oh, some such a thing will happen. Papa says that a lot of times people have prophecies that they don't even believe in until later, or that a lot of times prophecies are only true after the fact, because then you look back and you see it and you go, oh, that's what that meant. But most of
Well, I
the
mean,
time, it's only like
if
really
you're,
small prophecies.
but I mean, if you're allowed to just use hindsight to declare that something was a prophecy after the fact, then it's not very usable. And also, if you take a wide enough view, then any prophecy can come true.
Kind of Papa's point is that the future is so fluid and nothing is really set. That's why it's prophecy. You can always change it. It's basically like saying, hey, if you take the river today, the seas are choppy and you might have trouble crossing. But if you you could take the river and chance it, or you could take, the road. And if you take the road, then you've changed whatever that prophecy would have been, because you changed the future, because you took a different path, you know? So
Gotcha. All
I,
right.
so he says he thinks his family is involved in the prophecy, though. So again, it could just be a prophecy for his family. And if he thinks that there's a shadow over the marriage, it's probably something to do with the wedding, is
Mhm.
my guess. But that could be good or bad. It could just be a thing,
Yeah.
unless he has anything more specific.
He he might have more reservations about the arrangement than he's able to convey in a letter that could very well be screened by his family before he sends it out.
Think his family reads his messages?
I I give it a high enough probability that I don't wish to chance against it.
Oh, well, he could also just be nervous about the wedding and not
Mhm.
knowing how to react with that.
Mhm.
Um,
It's he's broaching wanting to, be able to meet with me and talk about things, on the side, out of potentially prying eyes and ears. So maybe we'll learn more then. I was planning on sending him one of the twin notes and sort of setting up a designated time where if either of us has need to contact each other, you know, a reminder to check the note to see if anything's written there, and if so, chat for however long they need to.
that's a really great
Um,
idea.
mhm.
Um,
And
you'll probably learn a lot more that way and get to know each other a bit better before you go meet each other.
mhm. that would, if and in that case, if we're communicating in real time and he's in a secluded place, that would probably be also a good time to interrogate a little more directly about feelings and also see what his thoughts are, knowing that I already have someone with me.
Um, I think it's a good idea to send it to him so that you guys can talk more and get to know each other and find out how you're both feeling. And um, we will figure it out. And if Marcus is in danger, or if his family is in trouble, or there is a strange prophecy that doesn't even have anything to do with this, we'll figure that out too, and we'll make sure that they're okay.
All right. We have a
Right.
plan.
Yeah.
I'll need to. Let's see. I need to draft a letter from my pen pal. I need to draft a return message for Marcus. Slip the twin note in, and probably need to give an update to Mom too.
A lot of letters to write.
It seems like she's getting along well with your dad.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it was pulls out that letter.
It's nice that Papa has friends.
Let's see. Also, since we last met, I've been in touch with Big's father. He says, interesting character. Seems to have taken an interest in the idea for a PR campaign. She seems to like the challenge. And with Mr. McNeil helping with arranging the contracts, it seems to be progressing well.
Oh, that's good. The contracts are really, 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 really important. Really. Super important.
Yeah. In my line of work as well.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
But yeah, we're looking about setting up a like a syndicated like newspaper. So
good.
That
That'll
might be a way to disseminate information more publicly.
That'll be fun. Great.
Yeah. You could write for it. You could have your own column and share your experiences as someone who's exploring the material plane but not native to it. I'm sure you'd have a very unique insights to share. I've learned a lot from you and thought about things more closely than I would have otherwise.
Really? Oh,
Yeah, because there's so much we just take for granted about how things work, be it like how we've arranged our society or customs and things like that. And when you ask the whys and the hows, suddenly I realize I do things but don't necessarily understand the reason why, and it makes me learn more about stuff I didn't think I needed to learn about.
Oh. And that's good?
Yes, anything that promotes people to learn and adapt and incorporate new ideas, that's how things get better.
Oh, good. Well, I'm glad I can help. It's great. Maybe I will write. Maybe I will work on my writing for a column in the
I
newspaper.
mean, you read so much. Wouldn't you think it'd be fun to be the one to write for a change?
I've honestly never thought about it. But I will think about it now.
Erica smiles and she gives Jade a little hug and a peck on the cheek. And
Hug her back.
says, "All right, I'm gonna get back to work with Nuala for a bit. That'll help me put things in my head so that then I'll start writing some of these letters to send out tomorrow."
Great. If you need any help, let me know. I'll just be around. Do things around.
Alrighty.
And as soon as Narco leaves, she is gonna run to get the professor. So, yeah, the relationship advice is coming from the professor. I don't know if that's a great thing or not, but that's what's happening.
Well, with that, we are at 11 o'clock, so this feels like a good place to stop for the evening.
Yes.
And when we return, we will go over what you guys, what the benefits are of the downtime that you have spent here over the course of the monastery, and it will be time for the night of the full moon.
Ooh, full moon.
and tie up any other loose ends that you guys would have liked to do during this downtime period.
Could one of those loose ends be the fact that you brought Marcus a letter from Marcus to my picnic date? To our
Listen,
picnic date?
don't yell at me. Don't yell at me. Yell at the D8.
I will yell at whoever I feel like yelling at. Every time we have time alone together, and suddenly, oh, Marcus is very needy right now. Like he knows.
Listen, yell at the dice for rolling how many days it was going to be until the full moon. Yuki for deciding that she wanted to do the trial in 3 days, and at the dice again for rolling the 4 so that the letter would arrive on the 4th day of downtime.
I don't need your sass.
I'm just saying. Just saying.
Look, if it wasn't for you, those dice wouldn't have been saying any numbers. Okay, so
Exactly.
I think we all know who truly deserves the rose.
This is accurate. I think this is accurate.
I
Why are
mean,
you
Fact.
I may
Facts
have
upon
chosen.
facts upon
you're
facts.
always rock blocking me over here?
I may have chosen the dice to roll, but that's not
Yeah.
on me. Yeah. So when we come back, we will enjoy the fruits of our labors and get on with the full moon.
Woo! Get down with that full moon.
Any nominations for this evening?
Yuki?
Yeah.
I
All
would
the
definitely.
Yuki.
I would say, let's see. Who would I absolutely Marcel for fucking catching it up.
Yes.
Hilarious. Jade and Narco for A, the little date, and B, like really helping Yuki with like advice during the trials. For sure. I don't know. I think we should all get things. Just saying.
I gave everyone one last week.
So
I would
the
also
rules are made
second.
up.
Rules are made up.
The rules are made up. These are only guidelines. I would also second the professor though for just his interactions within, like the interactions within the trial itself, with him like going, well, what's over this wall? I can just fly, which is way easier than whatever you're doing. But also for him and his downtime stuff of trying to figure out ways to like not giving up on what's happening with the void and the information he's potentially learned about it, and trying to think of ways around that, and also being a sneaky motherfucker, not telling the rest of us what he's trying to do,
Mm-hmm.
which I think is great. I don't know if we
Agree.
should reward this behavior, but it's great.
Nobody
I mean-
came to his room to have a fireside chat with him while he's working. You could have learned everything.
First of all, Jade has been having her sessions with the professor, probably not over these last 2 days, but she will be over the rest of it. And also, I'm about to come to your room. So get prepared to get bombarded with teenage angst.
You were in a
Sad.
monastery. I thought you would behave.
He's behaving.
Science waits for no man.
And no monastery.
No kitsune.
He's a sassy little kitsune.
I'll go.
I'm well behaved compared to my siblings.
It's true.
I'll go with Yuki and Professor for this session.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go
So
Team
sneaky
Chaos.
always wins.
The sneaky is understated and amazing. And what have we learned? That sneaky always pays off.
I didn't learn that. That is not what I
Either for
learned.
us or for Joe.
Yes.
Look, every DM just needs one person to set off every trap and take on every possible ounce of plot that everyone else is too smart to trigger.
Well, that is definitely you then. Okay.
I have a job. We all have our roles.
Hey, look, Jade is not too smart to do anything. Let's be real. She will 100% trigger those traps because she rolled very low on her perception Or thought, these guys are fine. She was about to go off with a pirate.
She was.
He was very polite. The downfall of every single one of our parties. He was nice, though.
Yeah, yep.
That tracks.
That definitely tracks.
As the woman who followed people for food because they were nice to her.
Yep, that's you.
Yep.
All right, I gotta go. Loki is screaming. You guys have a great night.
Night.
Good
Bye.
night.
Have a good night.
What's Nuala doing? Hanging out.
Trying to get spells out of Alatar
He's being unhelpful.
and helping Narco with crafts.
How's the crafting going, guys?
Doing good.
Good.
I'm gonna have a fun new item.
One of those is Arby being able to talk,
That was
All right.
awesome.
which we
Oh
did.
yeah, I
We
finished
did
that like
freak out
yesterday.
about it now.
Which reminds me, Joe, you were saying that like we could respond to the 5 pillars like as a text thing in the Discord if we
Oh,
wanted
sure.
to.
Yeah.
Great, because RB was attending all of those sermons, so
Oh my
I will be
goodness.
including his responses as well.
Oh,
We're
hell
we're
yeah.
gonna teach the robot about morality and
Equity.
Yep.
That's how you get a revolution, guys.
Right back.
That's how we ensure that the inevitable robot revolution does not just kill us, but understands the moral imperative to preserve us in the future.
We are going to be pets, so that's fine. We can be pets.
There is a game called Stellaris where it's basically like a big grand strategy game where you're like colonizing solar systems in the galaxy, and you can pick your wacky alien race. One of the options is to play a robot, and one of the origins for the robots that you can pick is like rogue servitors, where basically, you're the race. There was a race that created you and built you to like be caretakers and kind of like do all of the stuff to keep the stuff running so that you could just lounge around all day. And the robots did that and were so successful that literally, like, when you play the game, you have like one planet that is just full of all of your actual alien population who just don't do anything. And then everything else in the rest of the empire is all the robots just conquering the galaxy on behalf of their masters who probably don't even know what's happening because they're just in front of the TV the whole time. It's great.
Ah.
So they're just like, I didn't tell them to do that, but I'm not going to complain about it.
It's really funny because if you're playing like that race and you come across one of the like, oh, we were war robots who rose up and like killed our masters and we're out to exterminate all organics, your faction gets absolutely pissed the hell off at them. This is like, you are the worst thing that we can imagine. You're a bad robot. Bad robot.
Bad
Straight
robot.
up.